up, everyone? How we doing? Welcome back to the In the Round podcast. You got Matt and Tyler.
What's up, everybody?
Up in Ocean View, Delaware, of all places. We're a long way away from Nashville.
We're not in the South anymore, boys.
No, we ain't in the South no more. But we're still doing the podcast. Going to be getting some episodes out for y'all from our spot up here in Delaware while we are quarantining. And we are doing this through Skype, a wonderful program that has provided long-distance relationships to happen for the longest time. And today we are using it.
I think I had a couple of Skype girlfriends in high school.
Oh, of course you did. I'm sure they all went to different schools, didn't they? But we got our good buddy, Mr. Alec Davis, joining us on Skype out in Missouri.
Hey.
Alec, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Good. Just chilling in the crazy times.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, dude, of course. You kidding me? We've been wanting to do this for a while. Of course, the ideal situation would be to do it in Nashville, but we don't know when we're all going to be getting back there. So we figured you got some time on your hands. We got some time on our hands. Why not bang out a podcast episode?
Why not bang it out together, man?
Dude, absolutely, man. So how have you been? So you're back home in Missouri, right?
Yeah, back home in Missouri. Rogersville is the name of the town, just a suburb of Springfield, little farm town.
Oh,
south.
Springfield.
Yeah, we know about
Yeah.
Springfield, Missouri. We've passed through Missouri quite a few times.
We actually played a show in Springfield. It was before you were with Muscadine. We played at like some bar there that was really small and really podunk.
Really?
Yeah.
You remember the name?
It was some saloon.
Was it with?
I can look it up.
Was it with Muscadine?
Yeah. Muscadine like headlined it
Yeah, it was.
What year was it?
last year. It was like June, July of last year. It was July.
Yeah, I'm sure. My experiences with Missouri, I don't think I've been a part of playing a show, where we've done a show there, but passing through, dude, Missouri is God's country. There's a whole lot of open space, a whole lot of beautiful plains. It's a great one of them flyover states.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm glad you said that, because Missouri gets a lot of flack.
It was Southbound Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
Yep. So we
Played
played
there.
there. Yep.
Yeah, dude.
I'll be there May 14th.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. We love hearing that. Yeah, dude, Missouri, for whatever reason, gets a bad rep, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it a bad rep or a bad rap? I said bad rap.
Bad rap, bad rep. I mean, I ain't a rapper, so...
I mean, y'all got St. Louis, so there's not bad rap there.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Louis is a different area, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's totally different than down in Springfield and Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
St. Louis is its own state.
Yeah, it pretty much is, right? I mean, I haven't been to St. Louis, but like driving through KC and stuff, it's all pretty spread out, and like those are in very different areas. So where you're from, so you're back home, so you grew up in that area?
Yeah, man. Born and raised down here just outside of Springfield, and just parents have got a farm, and we raise cattle and chickens and the whole deal. Had horses and rabbits and dogs and everything.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's cool.
just had a baby calf born 2 days ago.
What's it
Yeah,
like?
that's awesome.
What's it like delivering a calf?
Well, I mean, this one happened overnight, and what's kind of crazy is that, some of the time, I don't really know the percentage, but, we've had 3 calves so far this year, and only one of them's made it. Start off the podcast with a sad note, but they don't always make it through the birth, which is kind of sad, and I guess something that not many people know that are not in the business, I guess.
Yeah, I would not have known that like the rate of that, like that there can be those kind of complications and that they happen often. That's interesting. I have no idea of being a. I didn't grow up around farms at all. I grew up in New York, so we don't have a whole lot of that going on unless you get upstate. But that's interesting to hear. So you guys do it for like a business, like the family is like a family of farmers and stuff.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, my mom's dad, my grandpa, does it for a living, but we've just got, probably 20 head of cattle at the most at all times. And that's something that I did growing up. And then I sold them all to buy my first car. And then I got, out of it after that, obviously. But my brother, he's 16 now, so he's still in it and doing that whole deal.
Nice,
That's awesome.
Doing the cowboy cattle wrangle thing, huh? Is that
Yeah,
what it's
that's
called?
right.
Is that considered a wrangler?
What do you mean?
Like what is it called? Like, are you considered a cowboy if you work with cattle, or like what's the proper term for that?
I would hate to be the guy that defines cowboy, because I can just hear some guy like, "Oh, this old boy don't know anything about cowboying." Man, I don't really know if there are that many cowboys left, doing the thing. But like, what I think of as a cowboy is like, the guys that would herd cattle for like hundreds of miles, and they slept outside every night, and they only lived to be like 45 because they were so aged. I mean, you sleep outside every single night. How many 90-year-old homeless people do you see?
I see people that look like they're 90, but they're definitely not 90.
Yeah, definitely working on Broadway. We see a lot of like people that have aged quickly. Like you said, they might be 45, 50, but they look 90 to 100.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in no way a cowboy. I took 2 showers yesterday.
Hey, 2 showers. That's more than I
Matt
did.
takes like 5
Yeah.
up here now because he takes a bike ride now.
Yeah, I go on those bike rides, so I get all sweaty. Then my mom's a bit of a germaphobe, and obviously rightfully so with all the stuff that's going on. But she's like, you got to shower. Go get a shower. Go take a shower. Go get a shower. Wash your damn hands. Go get a shower.
Dude, I've washed my hands more times in the last month than I have my whole life.
I think
And
that's the same for me too.
like, I would never want to admit that on a podcast, but here we are, boys.
Yeah, here we are. Absolutely, man. So when did you make the move from the Springfield area of Missouri to Nashville, Tennessee? When did that all happen for you?
Yeah, man. So I guess I'll take a little step back and kind of tell my quick story. But I grew up playing golf my whole life. Never really was into music. I mean, from age 8 to, a few years ago, I was going to the golf course every single day and playing and trying to play professionally. And I ended up going to University of Missouri, Mizzou, to play golf in college. And then 2 years in, I had just slumped so hard that the coach was like, "Hey, this isn't working out for you. You need to find something else to do." And anyway, I had kind of been working on music for the last few months before I had that conversation with the coach, and I had booked a gig for the day after he told me that. So I had my first gig right after that meeting, and
Really? Wow.
yeah, and it was kind of like God was shutting one door and opening another, and it was just like, I look back and the show was terrible, but at the time it was like, that was a great show and people had a great time, and it was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And so that was 4 years ago, a little under 4 years ago, that gig. And then I was in Columbia, Missouri, where Mizzou is, for about 2 years after that. Stayed up there and, opened for a lot of people at the Blue Note and played shows.
Yeah.
Which is a great venue. Shout out. But they were really good to me and let me get in front of, some crowds I definitely shouldn't have been in front of. And And then, yeah, it was August, whatever a year and a half ago would have been. So I've been in Nashville for a year and a half, and just
Damn.
grinding.
That's awesome. See, I'm right around that same time. I moved October of 2018. So I'm right around the same class as you. As far as it's funny, we talk about like classes of when people move to Nashville, because
Yeah.
you're making friends with people who move there around the same time. So that's interesting. Also, I didn't know about the golf stuff. I mean, I've probably heard you talk about it on your podcast, the day job that you do. Which shout out to that. We'll talk about that one in a little bit. But golf, I grew up playing golf. And you get it playing. I'm sure you played in high school and stuff, and like you played competitively. I was the what is it? It's not. I forget if it's called reserve or like the extra. I was always like the extra kid who wouldn't. My score would never count. My score counted maybe like twice in my couple years of doing it. But I got to play.
You're the
golf.
fifth man.
I was the fifth man, but I got to play golf for free on taxpayer dollars. And in New York, we got a lot of nice golf courses. So it was a great way.
There you go, man.
Great way to play free golf 4 days a week without paying for
Yeah.
it. It was dope.
Exactly right.
And I lived
That's
way
cool,
out. I lived way out in the country. I think my senior year we got a golf team together, but I'd never played a day in my life. So
Yeah, I want to get him out. He's really good at the Rory McIlroy video game. He smokes me in that. I don't know if you've ever played that.
Can smoke anybody in the video game version.
Dude.
Get me on a real golf course though, and it's game over. At Top Golf, I do the whole
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore shot. So that's
Got
how I
to.
really drive it.
Dude, every time I go to Top Golf, I'm like, I'm afraid of heights, so I'm like, I'm gonna swing and fall off this, the ledge.
See, I'm deathly afraid of heights. Like a horse for me is too high off the ground. Like I don't go horse riding because that's too far off the ground for my liking. But yeah, I kind of get the same sensation, and then I kind of drink a little bit and start getting better, and it kind of goes away for some reason.
Yeah, that was my first impression of doing the whole Top Golf thing. That being up on such an elevated surface and then trying, especially when you're there with your buddies and people that don't necessarily have that experience of like playing competitively, they just want to whack the hell out of the ball. They want to get the big dog driver and just smack it and see how far they can hit it. But when you do that, you feel like you got to be careful. You're like, oh, I want to hold it back a little bit because I don't want to fall off of this thing.
See, I actually like doing the stuff. Like I like being on that middle one, the middle layer, and actually playing like the closer ones with just a little, iron or a wedge or something. That's actually
What was your strength? Were you a drive for show guy? Were you a putt for dough guy? Did you have the good short game? What was your strength?
Well, length was not my expertise.
Okay.
And you can quote me on that. But the short game was where I exceeded the expectations of. I don't know where I'm going. The short game was good.
Okay.
That was where I made the strokes. Chipping, pitching, anything in between under 100 yards and in. That was like, if I can just get it there, good. Yeah, I was never like a long driver. It was pretty much between 280 to 300 off the tee, which is
not a long driver, but clearing close to 300. The hell?
Well,
man?
not long enough for college golf. Or the tour.
Not a long driver, and you're hitting close to 300. In the video game, Tyler hits like 360.
I hit on like 390.
Exactly. There you go.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just like guys are hitting it so far, especially in college golf and on the tour. And, 280 is like a great drive, but when you get onto those, competing with those guys, it's like, oh, you're hitting a 3-iron in, or I'm hitting a 3-iron in, and you've got a 9-iron. And that's a big difference. When you got a 3-iron versus a 9-iron, and it adds up. So that was kind of part of why I wasn't cut out to do that.
Yeah, but hey, we definitely got to do Top Golf sometime. I am so down for that.
Oh, I'd love to.
I want to see it because we had it's funny. There's a lot of guys in music, and especially within country music, that grow up playing sports. Something that I've learned. A lot of people playing baseball. A lot of people playing basketball and football, but also a lot of golfers in the country music world.
Oh yeah.
We were hanging out one night, and we ended up at Top Golf with our buddy Lance Carpenter, who's another songwriter artist in town, and I had no idea. I'm just thinking, Lance is this older guy. He likes to throw a few back. He'll do a lip of Copenhagen with me. He's a good dude. He gets up there, he's smacking the hell out of the ball, dude. And he was trying to get me to bet money with him. And I was like, Lance, I ain't bet. Like, I could tell, like, the dude knew what he was doing. But golf's a fun game, dude. That's cool that you did that.
Yeah, man. We were playing this place, and actually it was in Missouri. This is a little road story for you. It was a few months ago, and they had a golf simulator there.
Ooh. Oh, those are dangerous.
Yeah. And so the owner of the club was like, let's see, how did that happen? Yeah, the owner of the club was like, hey, you want to have a competition, and some bet, and I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And my guitarist, Nate, at the time, was like, well, let me teach you. It's easy, and he doesn't play golf. And we were like, just, we already knew what was up. We were going to, get some money out of this guy. Out of the owner of the club, by the way.
That's always a great idea, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is after the show, after we've been paid and everything. Oh. And so I was like, okay, I'll try it. And so he was like showing me how to swing, and I was like, okay. And so I teed one up pretty high and just skied it. Like, just went right under it. I was like, okay, I'm going to sky the first one. And so I skied it, and this guy's like, all right. He hit it like 250. And so I was like, okay, double or nothing. I think I got it. And so I did the same thing. I skied it again. And the sky is like when it goes straight up.
Yeah. Like
straight up, almost misses a net. And so I was like, all right, triple or nothing. And we were at $60 at this point. And he's like, all right. And so I just teed one normal and just smacked the tar out of it. And he was like, actually put a good swing on it. And he was like, you hustled me. I was like, yeah. But it was good.
That's awesome.
We were laughing so hard. And yeah, that was the time that I hustled the venue owner. And if he's listening now, we'll never be asked back.
Well, hey, there's a venue, and Tyler can talk more about this venue. So there's a place in Montgomery, Alabama. It is like, it's a
knockoff Topgolf, basically.
It's like a redneck knockoff Topgolf that doubles as a music venue. And Tyler's been there. I haven't, but that's a place where you could probably
well, they shut it down so the day of show they shut it down so that you can't be like whacking golf balls out there. But it's like, I think they've got a marker out at 350.
They essentially do a show at a driving range in the range section of the driving range.
Yeah, like the the canopy that I did it. So it was last year. We did it the weekend of July 4th, and it's in Alabama. So you can only imagine how god awful hot it is. I literally was working off an iPad console, and I had my iPad, and I had two other iPads in coolers, so that I could cycle iPads because they were just overheating like crazy. But I was actually using the tee boxes as like my overhang so that I could get out of the direct sunlight. But it was only like, probably 30 yards to the stage. So it was really cool.
Could you imagine playing a show at a driving range in the range part of the driving? Like the stage is like out there, like you're out there.
It's behind the tee boxes.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a better show. Now,
in Montgomery, by God, Alabama, which I have learned, Alabama is that's the thing too about traveling around the country. You go to all these interesting places. Where's the place that you went to and were like, whoa, that just happened? Like a place where you had a little bit of like culture shock.
Oh, like the people were different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this might be a shock to you, but our weirdest shows are always in my hometown, Springfield.
Really?
I could see that,
Yes.
dude. After being there.
Like, it's always our worst turnout, which is really weird because it's my hometown. That's sad. But, I mean, it's like we'll get 60 people, which is just like bizarre. But it's at the same time, it's like all my friends growing up have moved away. So it's like, what am I going to do? Tell my friends to drive 3 hours to a show? No, but so it's like a lot of my parents' friends, and it's like not really. They're not like a drinking age.
Yeah.
They're not going out to party, and so it's like they're at a show in Branson is pretty much what it's like, and so they're really enjoying it, but they're like, like. Their mouth is open. They're just watching, like a Branson show. And so that's always like a kind of a weird show for us, which kind of sucks, the hometown show. But it gets better every time. And we've got to open for, several, Langston and a few people down here in Springfield that have kind of got us a younger crowd. But it's just weird to think about building a crowd in your own hometown.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's the thing about moving to Nashville and like getting out of the hometown, and every market's going to be different. Where's the place that you showed up and it was a party right from the get go, and you were like, okay, it's going to be one of those kind of nights?
We played a show. We opened for Aaron Lewis and Drake White.
Oh, wow.
And that was like people, it was in Missouri, and I mentioned that I was from Rogersville. And Rogersville is a small enough town to where people know about it, but it's small. So when they know about it, they're like, hey, he's from Rogersville. He's a hometown boy, But as soon as I mentioned that, they were like, dude, they were amped up. That was cool. Trying to think. That was an awesome show. We've had some fun shows.
Have you been like going up north? Have you been in like Ray's Rowdy country and like seen those folks? Have you been to like Pittsburgh and Ohio and like that area?
We haven't been to Pittsburgh. We're trying to get there, and
because I got to tell
we had 2 dates booked, and I don't know what happened, but our booking agent said they got done. Yeah. Whatever.
Because the Yinzers, the Pittsburgh folks, are a party.
Yeah.
They are a wild time. So you're gonna have once you get up there, they're gonna like that. That's gonna be a good time.
Well, that's surprising because Nicky T is not wild at all.
Yeah, I know.
So.
He's the calmest, chillest dude you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
I still haven't met him. So.
You still haven't met Nicky T?
No.
How have you not met Nicky yet?
Because I don't go out all the time like you do. Like, usually whenever Matt... So, I think the last time they were in town, did they do the Monday Night Takeover?
Whiskey Jam Takeover,
you went to that, right? Yeah, see, I think I was working at Broadway at that point, and so I wasn't out. So I work on Monday nights, and I'm on the road Wednesday through Sunday. So, like, Tuesday night's my only night at home, and I take that at full advantage.
Yeah. Sure.
No, yeah. How did you get linked up with those guys? With the Ray's Rowdy dudes and Nicky T and Sarah and that whole crew?
I think it was either like an email or a Instagram DM. And it was early. It was a lot earlier on. And so they were like, now they get like 100 people messaging them a day, like for real. And it was early on. So like Nick responded to me, and it was I asked him if they'd do a story on It All Comes Back Around, one of my singles that came out in like August. And they were all about it and really helpful. And I don't know, man, they've just been like so good to me for no reason. Like, and that's what's really cool about their company versus, others. Not all the others, but just they're really supportive of artists that can do nothing for them and artists that don't get them a lot of clicks. And, that's something that will help them in the long run. And these artists that they're supporting, like, Farron and, like the level that's just almost about to make it.
Yeah.
When they do make it, they're going to take Raised Rowdy with them and say, hey, these guys helped me from square one. And, that's really cool, to see for me. I would love that, and I would love to be able to be in a situation where I could help them out too.
Yeah, it's really like a family, and it's cool because they're all about supporting and promoting the artist who they think has the dopest shit out there. Whether like yourself, Ryan Nelson, who is like Mr. Raised Rowdy, like him and Nikki. But he's seeing him and Nikki T go shot for shot together. Ryan Nelson, Nikki T going back and forth. Like it's just a party. But the content they put out, the playlisting they do on Spotify is so important. The promo, so we and I see your name all over the site too, which is really cool. They're showing you a lot of love.
Yeah, they're cool people, and you guys know just as well as I do that there's so much good music in Nashville. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm just talking in broad. There's a lot of great music, and it kind of sucks that people outside of Nashville are only thrown, 1% of it.
If that.
Right. And, not every song that's put out needs to be on the radio, but, they're doing a great job, as well as other things like Spotify playlists, of getting, people that are not able to be on radio, but they're getting a platform through, Raised Rowdy or, a lot of great other companies that do the same thing as Raised Rowdy.
Yeah, no, for sure. So you were talking before about the golf stuff, and that you had your first like gig booked for the day after you had that talk with the coach. How did the transition from Alec Davis, potential professional golfer, come to Alec Davis, guy putting out songs like Pink Cadillac and Rockin' on a Stage? How the hell does that transition happen where you put down the 9-iron, pick up the guitar?
Well, it doesn't happen overnight. Yeah. And, I think after 4 years, I'm starting to finally kind of find my sound. When I first started, I had a vision at the time, but I was crafting my sound, it's crazy. It took 4 years to kind of get to that point, and it's going to always be changing, but I'm finding myself as an artist, and it's so weird when people say that, but now that I'm going through it, I'm like, that makes sense. Yeah. And because it does take time to, like, you take all the influences you've had your whole life and you say, I'm very influenced by this person, but that doesn't mean I have to sound like them. But I am going to take this element that's ingrained in me and comes out naturally when I write songs, from Vince Gill. But I'm not going to sound anything like Vince Gill, when it comes to production. And so, it's been a process. I put out an EP probably 3 months after that meeting with the coach, and it's no longer available online, unfortunately. But it was a production standpoint. It was it was like totally different than what you're hearing now. I didn't want people to get confused.
What was that sound originally? Like what went into the decision? Like what made you want to say, hey, I want to do this music thing. I want to be on a stage. I want to write songs. I want to move to Nashville.
I mean, so my parents have always played music and had bands and that kind of thing for fun on the side. And I always grew up seeing them play. And when I first got my car when I was 16, I remember I had Sirius XM, and it had the Highway on there. I had like a free trial, and that was like the first time I can remember falling in love with country music, and they were playing like Josh Turner stuff, like Firecracker, and like that stuff when I was 16. And who wouldn't fall in love with that stuff? And so, I mean, I was always listening to country music on the radio and grew up with country music, obviously. And it was just always something that I wanted to do. I just, with golf, could never have the time or I wouldn't have the time to do it. So when golf was over, funny enough, I already kind of said this, but I was working on music before the golf ended. And so it was just like, after I played that show, it was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, no doubt, it was very apparent. It was like, this is where you're supposed to be. I've opened the door for you. Now you've got to work hard, to achieve the success that it takes to make it. So here I am.
Here you are.
Still grinding.
Yeah, dude. And dropping new music. Like, you've put out quite a bit already. We're only in the month of April right now, and you've got how many songs out this year? What is it? 3, 4?
Yeah, I put out 4 this last month.
That's awesome. Like, we love that, dude.
6 singles in the last 8 months, I think.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, man, it's kind of crazy, like being in the business of begging your friends to give you $1. Like, give me $1, 99 cents on iTunes, so I can, spend that and much more to record these songs that, hopefully one of them will catch the ear of somebody who can, put these out on a bigger platform, and every day is just like, and every artist listening, and you guys know this, it's like, it's a step forward, 2 steps backwards. And, every day, every artist I talk to is like, almost every day they're like, I want to quit, but I can't quit.
Funny thing that you say that. Did you see, I don't know if Matt saw it, I don't know if you saw it, but the Whiskey Riff thing today, they posted, like, I think it was 7 years ago today, Luke Combs posted the thing, and he was like, man, this is getting hard. I think I might quit.
Yeah, I reposted that.
Yeah, Luke. Yeah, the Luke Combs tweet popping up from that long ago. Like, and that's the thing. I mean, as an artist, like, it's a draining process. It's a grind, and it's really a passion business. You're doing it because you love it. Similar to this podcast thing too. Like, when you're early on, and it too, with doing the day job in addition to doing all your music stuff, like. It's tough when you don't see results necessarily right away. Like the overnight success thing, those days are over. Like it's a grind, and especially now with the way streaming is and all that, you really gotta, like you said, 1 step forward, 2, maybe sometimes 3 steps back.
Yeah. Well, even in Luke Combs' scenario, Like, you look at him and you're like, he's blown up faster than anybody we've ever seen in country music. Maybe, you know, Garth being the other guy.
Yeah.
But that tweet was 7 years ago, and that's the fastest we've ever seen anybody blow up in our time.
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean, they don't call Nashville a 10-year town for nothing, you know, and obviously, like, for some people it's not 10 years, but I'm a full believer in that you got to put your 10,000 hours in it just to be able to step into some of the rooms to get you into the rooms to make it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're so right. It's just like, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, and everybody is doing it. So that makes it even that much harder, you know? So that phrase is always funny to me because everybody is doing country music, you know, and which is awesome. And we've got more people creating music than people consuming, probably. You know,
so many genres that are bending boundaries that, you know, as far as country music has been set since the 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, you've got people that are, I mean, you can't really bend jazz, but people that are trying to bend like hip hop and rap with jazz and all this kind of stuff. There's so many like blurred lines now of what genre is that it opens it up to so many more people to say, well, this is country music, but I'm rapping, you know, or this is country music, but I'm still playing jazz chords over it, or, you know, I'm speak singing over it. You know, it just opens it up so much more to where it becomes country as in almost a nation and the blue collar thing more than it becomes country as in I own a truck and I live, you know, in the South.
Yeah. Well, there's country music for everybody now.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
If you grew up like in Nirvana, throw on Ko Wetzel, and you go to a Ko Wetzel show, and he's got the guys, they got the guitars hanging down by their knees, and they're headbanging and rocking. Still country music. You like a little bit of rap or pop in your country. You like that soft rock style. We got Flip on Dan and Shay. Like there's, like you said, there is country music for everybody.
Right, and that is. You know, I know there are a lot of people that are like, well, that ain't country, you know, to certain bands, but it's because of those sort of bands that country music is flourishing. And, you know, people like you guys and me have jobs in country music.
Yeah, dude.
You know, and so that's a huge blessing that there are pioneers like Sam Hunt, you know, doing something different, you know, and maybe that's not our cup of tea, but man, he is doing so much for us that we don't even know about that we should be thankful for.
Yeah, dude, and even somebody like Florida Georgia Line, who I know again,
right.
bro country, that's another subgenre within the format, and you don't have Cruise doesn't come out. Who knows where country music would be as far as being in mainstream pop culture? Who knows if you would have over 1 million people a year visiting Nashville, Tennessee? Who knows if you'd have CMA Fest being on a national network like it is, you know? Like it's crazy to sit back, and it ain't my cup of tea either. I'm not a huge pop country guy in terms of like just the style. It's just not for me, you know? But like I have an appreciation for it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you know, even with those guys, they always say the first one through the wall is the bloodiest usually, you know, and they're kind of wearing it, but like you said, they're really breaking down a barrier so that people later on can walk through it and walk through it with confidence.
Dude, you just wait, man. When we're old, like 60, 70, people are going to say, dude, that song ain't country. Turn on some good old Sam Hunt. Just wait, dude.
Dude, no, seriously, yeah.
Do you remember, like, Garth?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, none of us remember that, but you've heard about it.
Yeah.
When he came onto the scene, it was like, you know, Willie and Waylon, and everybody was like, this guy is so poppy, and that's why he was so popular amongst the whole world, and, you know, every genre loved him.
Funny thing, so my mom always tells a story, and she says, back in my day, whenever I went to a concert, I saw Charlie Daniels before he was country. I saw him whenever he was considered rock and roll. But yet he still had the fiddle and everything. So,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that, like,
Always changing.
as each, generation comes up, now the ones that are kind of taking the brunt of it is the guys like Lil Nas X and Blanco Brown, trying to incorporate more of the rap country in.
Yeah. I think I see Gary incorporating some, some rap eventually into Muscadine tracks.
Dude,
And
I'll tell you what, the kid's got bars.
Yeah.
He can rap. He
I know.
goes off.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some demos floating around that
I haven't
we
seen
won't
him yet,
speak of, but
Yeah, dude. Now, talking about songwriting for yourself. So, how old were you when you wrote your first song? Like, how long ago did the songwriting process start for Mr. Alec Davis?
like by myself or
Yeah, like when you would consider writing a song, like when you were like, "Hey guys, I wrote a song."
yeah, probably about 9 months ago was the first time I had like written by myself, and come out with something. I had always tried since I started this 4 years ago to come out with a product, but it was like, it was just not quite there, or I could never finish the song. And it was about, 8-9 months ago that I, got a full cut by myself. And it was actually, funny enough, it was the night that I moved to Nashville. It was the first night I was there in my apartment. I didn't know anybody, like literally didn't know anybody in town. And I ordered a large pepperoni pizza, and my apartment just had all these boxes in it. I unpacked nothing and wrote this song. And, I have never released a work tape or a demo or anything of it, but, I've got that song and that story.
Now, very important sidebar. Where was the pizza from?
Well, you're not gonna like it, but keep in mind I was new in town and I actually really enjoyed it. Marco's thin crust pepperoni.
Marco's, where's that at in town?
So I moved to Franklin when I first got to town.
I think I've had Marco's, and it's not like, it's not bad at all, if I remember right.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I don't know what happened, but I was like, this is like a great pizza. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it fueled my first solo ride, so, but I had written with, Nate White, who's my former guitarist, lead guitarist, and, one of my best friends. And, he's like 42, 43. And so he's older, and right now he's laughing at that I called him older, but he is. And, he kind of helped, direct me through this whole music thing, because I was coming straight from golf, and it was just like I didn't know all the right steps, and we wrote songs together. And he had to step away from the group when he got a job promotion a few months ago. So we write over FaceTime now, but we've had 13 cuts together.
Nice.
And I put out a song called "You Would Be Mine" this last month, and that was our last cut that we had together, and wrote that, I think, over FaceTime. But yeah, he's a cool dude. And "Never Heard of You" was the first and the last solo write that I've released. So, and I think I kind of talked about that on the Instagram Live, but
Yeah, dude.
just kind of.
Yeah, dude. So when I was biking today, I was listening to a lot of Alec Davis. I was listening, and
Thanks,
never
man.
never heard of you was one that I heard on. And as soon as it came on, and I heard the hook, I was like, this is the one. I was like, this is the story. I know the story behind this, and it's freaking cool. So that's awesome that you're coming out with these songs, and you're still so new, and still learning a lot right now in this whole music process, and like coming into the world of it. And you've got tons of songs out. You've put out already a handful this year. You got more on the way. You're playing shows, dude. Like, you're doing it.
Trying, man. I'm grinding, and you know how it is. I mean, you know how it is, but luckily we just picked up a booking agent about a year ago, and that's been kind of a load off my shoulder, but there's still so many things that you have to do. I mean, to be a player in the game.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
At the end of the day, it comes down to a singer and a song and playing a great live show, because if you don't do that, then your word is nothing, and so a song like Never Heard of You, when we're playing casinos or bars where people don't know us, that's a great song to pull people in. And, I kind of wrote that song because we play ballads that nobody would know, and people are like, all right, you ready to go to the bathroom? So it's like, I got to be doing upbeat songs that people are excited about dancing to. And then they're like, oh, I like this song too. And then I say, it's available on Spotify or LimeWire or wherever you want to download it illegally. And
my favorite of those
they
was
dig it.
Frostwire. That's the one that I had.
Frostwire.
Yeah, Frostwire. It was like LimeWire, but without as many viruses.
It was LimeWire, but frosty.
You're an original gangster.
There was also one that was like, I forgot what it was, but it had something to do with a Cool Bear. Cool Bear.
Cool Bear?
No.
Yeah.
Stephen Colbert's cousin. Stephen Cool Bear.
Cool.
Cool Bear.
Space Bear.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's going way back.
Yeah, I wasn't that advanced.
Hey, so we do some segments on here on In the Round, and one that we like to do is so Tyler's big on Twitter. Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I've got a Twitter, but I'm very not involved. I mean, I probably got on Twitter 4 months ago.
Okay, so what Tyler likes to do, so Tyler's got like 5 troll accounts. He's got his own account.
Okay.
He operates our In the Round podcast account. But then he also has like hidden aliases where he goes on and like he rips apart, like he just goes after things and creates a buzz, stirs the pot. Ohio State football, being an SEC guy, he goes after Big Ten football. But
see, it's funny because I pose as a Michigan fan going after Ohio State. So therefore, they never like attack me for being an Alabama fan. It's genius.
Love it.
Then I don't have any
what do we got? Do we got?
Yeah. What's your Twitter handle?
Alec D Country. Would you just please go rip me a new one? Just rip my music to shreds.
ALEC?
Yeah.
D.
Yeah, so while Boudreaux's pulling that up real quick, you do a podcast as well. It's one of my favorites. It's one that I listen to when I'm out on the road driving around doing my thing. And you've had a lot of good guests on there. One of my favorite ones that you had on, one of my favorite buddies in general, Mr. Ryan Nelson. And you have a bunch of other artists and songwriters on. You've had 641 on there. You've had Carly Rogers on there. A lot of awesome people. What got you into wanting to do the podcast, and what's that been like for you?
Man, it's been a great thing for me. Honestly, it's been like great just getting to meet new people through the podcast that, I really like. Ray Fulcher is somebody that I couldn't message and be like, hey man, you want to write with me? Or, hey, you want to hang out and talk for an hour? But, it's like I reached out or a friend of mine was like, hey, Ray, do you want to do this podcast? And he was like, yeah, I'd love to, and so I got to talk to Ray Fulcher for, an hour.
Number one songwriter, like a guy
Yeah.
that's just bumping out Luke Combs hits.
Yeah, and so, when I first moved to town, I was building road cases for Nashville Custom Case out in Franklin. Yeah, yeah.
That's a cool gig.
We have a fun road case story.
Yeah, I was actually, Lee had me like working on quotes for you guys at one point.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, well, Lee Bird, yeah.
How did you meet Lee Bird? A quick sidebar. How'd you meet Lee?
I was opening for Muscadine, and it was right before I moved to Nashville, and I was like, I was talking to the guys, and I was like, I'm moving to Nashville, like next month or whatever. I'm going to live in Franklin. I've got a place there. And they're like, that's where Lee Bird lives. And so I met him, and Lee Langston. He's a songwriter, for those listening, and a great tour manager, a great merch guy. He's a TM right now, right?
Yeah, he's a TM, and he's a active outdoorsman. The last few weeks, he's just been reeling in fish and shooting whatever
Most
bird.
of the year.
Most of the year, that's what he does. We call him the waterfowl mercenary.
But we got together, and we've got together to write, like, I don't know, a bunch of times, probably 8-10 times, and we never come out with a song. We always end up like jamming or talking, and like, he's just a good dude. We have a lot of fun together, and he's a cool guy.
Hell yeah.
Everybody in your camp is a cool guy, by the way.
We appreciate you saying that, dude. And it's you spend a lot of time with people out on the road. For us, it's 8 guys in a Sprinter van. So it's an exciting it's exciting.
Yeah,
and
there's no rooms for egos and attitudes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We're already crammed in there like a bunch of sardines.
Absolutely.
You guys are getting close to getting out of a Sprinter, though.
Hopefully.
Getting close. Lee was, I'm going to tell the story without getting in trouble. Lee was just telling me that you guys are expecting to hit 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify by the end of this year. And he told me this in like September of last year. And I was like, I think you guys probably had like 400,000 maybe, and that's probably wrong. But
well, that's about right, actually.
All right. Perfect. I'm always right. Fun fact about me. So I was like, all right, but still also I knew the power of Muscadine and like anything's possible for those guys. So I was like, well, you might be right. And now you guys are like almost to 1 million.
Yeah, I actually just checked. We're at 935,000.
Hey, all I do is sell the T-shirts,
Wow.
so I'm
right there with Lee with her. I watch all the numbers on like Spotify and stuff just start shooting up every day.
Yeah, man. Well, if you want to watch mine shoot up, just don't worry about it.
Oh no, I'll sit there too. We'll turn a bot on.
Now we're checking.
They're going down.
And what we usually do to wrap this thing up towards the end is we always have our guests play a song. You're on Skype right now in Missouri doing your thing. What do you say we throw the? Are you cool if we throw the new single on the end of this episode?
Yeah, please do, man.
Yeah.
My guitar is literally in the other side of the house, so that would be awesome.
Hey, so thank the Angels. That's the brand new one, right?
Yeah, man. And real quick about...
Yeah, tell us the story. What went into that one?
Yeah, so this is like the first song that is 100% true. Like, it's the first song that's all about me, and like my story, but also very relatable to, the chorus is so relatable to everybody who's ever been through something that didn't go their way. And like the first verse is about how I met my girlfriend, and we've been together for 7 years now.
Hell yeah.
And, this girl broke up with me, and, I was like, not really upset about it, but I was, for the next 3 months after that, I was just like praying to meet somebody that would be more than just, a girlfriend, but somebody who I'd want to be with for the rest of my life. And then I met Audrey, and so we've been together since 2013.
Wow.
And that's crazy. And then the second verse is about the golf. Just living my whole life to play golf in the SEC. And, the next day I played my very first show, and had no idea what I was doing, but here I am, playing music for a living. And that's, at times it's like, man, this sucks, but you look back and you're like, man, I've accomplished a lot of things, and hopefully a lot of people have benefited from things that I've written or, songs that we've made. So it's just about thanking the angels, that are sent to turn us down. That's the tag. Just, kind of being grateful for the ones that tell you no, because those are the ones that motivate you to get on top.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Absolutely, man. Where can people find you on social media? We know about the Twitter handle already. Where can people find you? Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah. Twitter. Well, you can follow me, I guess, but I feel bad if you do. I always tell people don't follow me on Twitter, but I won't say that today. Instagram, Alec Davis Country. And there you can find double chin selfies. You can find videos. Just me being myself, and I'm an idiot, really. Facebook is Alec Davis Country as well. If you'd like to email me, it's alecdaviscountry@gmail.com. And the things that I'd like you to send me would be, if you can send virtual Outback Steakhouse gift cards.
Yes.
Love a good bloomin' onion.
Bloomin'
this
onion.
is America. All right.
Victoria filet.
Victoria filet all day. All right. You can send me a lot of different things. I've seen it all. Let me say that. So there's my email and Matt's phone number if you'd like to send nude photos. I'll tell you.
I was about to say, well, all we need is your phone number, social security, and bank account, and we got it all,
I'll tell you my routing number, that's for sure. Hey, thank you guys for having me, for real.
You kidding me, Alec? Thank you for coming on and doing this, bro. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I really don't have that much to offer. I'm just kind of an idiot trying to do this whole country music thing, and
that's exactly what we are doing. So we're doing
figuring it out one day at a time, man.
Figuring it out one day at a time, just having a good time doing it, man. So seriously, thank you so much, Boudreaux. First Skype episode in the tank. We did it.
First off, I would like to say that about 4 months ago, I told Matt if we ever got to do it, I got Skype set up. He went on this whole tirade this week of searching endlessly and worrying about it. And I said, Matt, I told you 4 months ago we got this. It worked, right? It's pretty good.
Well, I mean, it works for now until you get to your computer in like an hour and you're like, dude, Matt, none of his audio is synced up. We didn't get any of it captured.
Oh no, I'm running you into logic. I'm making sure of this.
Oh, he's holding up his end of the bargain.
Yeah.
Well,
but no, it all
I say that because I've had a few podcasts where it's like, oh, okay, hey, that one's not going to be able to air because we didn't get it.
Yeah,
oh, shit.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can tell you how to make sure that never happens again. See, Matt's the guy that he thinks of the problem, and I thought about it 5 months ago and already figured out the solution.
He's a professional sound engineer. I got nothing to worry about. I'm just used to being in the world of radio where everything's breaking constantly. But now I got a reliable Boudreaux by my side. Big old.
You guys are a good team.
We try to be, man.
Man.
I'm a loudmouth New Yorker. He's a big quiet Alabama guy, unless you get some bourbon in him, then he opens up and starts talking to you.
Oh, I found the tequila videos of me in
Lord.
Mexico.
Oh boy,
Tequila, that is my kryptonite.
Send them. You've got my Twitter handle. Just tweet them.
Just tweet
okay.
him.
I'll check them in 3 to 5 business months.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the In the Round podcast. Make sure you check out Alec Davis's music. He's got the new singles out right now. The brand new one, which we're going to be playing here in a second, called Thank the Angels. Get on there, stream him on Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you stream music. Get on iTunes, buy the stuff if you really like it. Support our buddy Alec Davis. And also check out the podcast, the Day Job podcast. Lots of great episodes up there. Same place you're listening to our podcast. Type in the Day Job and give Alec Davis a listen. And make sure you guys are doing. Make sure you guys are subscribing to Alec's stuff. Make sure you're subscribing our stuff. You can follow us, Boudreaux, where?
In the Round Pod on Twitter, In the Round Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And also, I'm just going to say this: as willing as Alec was to give us his email, I'm pretty sure that if you message him on Twitter or Instagram, he'll probably send you the Venmo account if you really want to support him.
Yeah, if you really want to support Mr. Alec Davis right now, it's an interesting time to be in the music and the entertainment business. Interesting time in general to be alive right now. But we're all gonna get through this thing, y'all. And we appreciate y'all listening to another edition of the In the Round podcast. Now, without further ado, here's our buddy Alec Davis. Here's the new single, "Thank the Angels." Y'all have been listening to the In the Round podcast.
I had just turned 17, she moved off to school and on from me. She called me up one night and said it's over. I didn't know 3 months and then I beat the one and my best friend. Now I'm thankful for that heartbreak when I hold her. 'Cause one door shuts so two can open. Getting stronger takes getting broken. Thank God his plans are bigger than our dreams. It's hard to see it in the moment. Keep your faith and keep on going. I've been there before and you can take it from me. I was hopeless for the future. My little world was spun around. I guess we should thank the angels that are sent to turn us down. Finally made it to the SEC. Worked more life to get on that team. But 2 years in, coach looked at me and said, pack it up and leave. Next day I played my first show. Now I'm full